Hi guys! Today I'm going to be showing you a casual everyday look for both makeup and hair. This is just something I like to do when I have a little bit of extra time to get ready. Like, I won't do this in the mornings before class, but like today I have no class, so I have time to do a little extra, but this is just something that you can wear every day and it's not too heavy or anything. Alright, well, let's begin. Okay, so the first thing that I did before I even started doing anything is I put on some lotion. This is an Olay Complete All Day Moisture Lotion, and it's very light and it's for sensitive skin, but it like absorbs very quickly. Your face doesn't feel greasy. It's just a good setting before you put on your makeup, so it's not too flaky or anything. Alright, so let's start with the makeup. Alright, the first thing that I'm going to be applying is this Baby Lips chapstick. I just like to put this on at the beginning because I'm going to be putting on lipstick and that's not required, but I like it to set in so it doesn't mess up the lipstick too much later on. So just apply that normally. And the next thing you're going to be doing is I'm taking this Revlon Photo Ready Primer. It's for your face. This isn't necessary. I just like to use it. It makes your skin like smooth and gives it a nice finish. And I just recently invested in this and I really love it. I use it almost every day, even if I'm not doing full makeup, because it just gives your face like a smooth looking finish, kind of like airbrushed almost. And it's really nice for keeping your makeup on, and it's just a good investment, and it's not too expensive. I think I picked it up at Target for like $9 or $10, so it's not too terribly expensive either. But it is not necessary for this look, so if you don't have it, do not worry. Alright, next thing I'm going to be putting on is this Revlon Color Stay Foundation. I'm not going to use too much because I don't want my look to be too heavy, because I'm just going to be wearing this to chill out with my friends today and just hang out, have a night in. So I like to do this is I like to put it on my hand, and I use my hand sort of like a little color palette or whatever. Maybe if I can get some out. There we go. Alright. And once you have a good amount on your hand, you don't want too much because I don't want this to be heavy. I'm going to take this stippling brush. It's nothing fancy. It's from Icing, like a few bucks, but you're going to want to take that and dip it in the foundation and just kind of place it on your face. Just pat it on. Yeah, try not to go too heavy on this because it won't look natural and such. I just want to make my face an even color because sometimes it gets, discolored, that sort of thing. And after you've patted it on, just kind of rub it in and do it in like blending, swirly sort of motions. Don't just like aggressively rub at your face or anything. Okay. Alright. And once you have that blended almost completely in, it's hard to totally blend it with this, but then I'm just going to take my hands and rub it in a tiny bit more, just so I don't have any splotchy spots, just to make sure it's totally blended. And also bring it down your neck just a little bit. You don't want like a harsh line. Like, I don't get it too bad because I have a light color, but if your color's a little bit darker than your skin, you will get a line and it doesn't look good. Alright, now I'm just going to wipe this off my hand, because if you're like me, you'll rub it on your clothes and make a mess. But alright, the next thing I'm going to be applying is this Revlon Photo Ready Concealer. And you want to make sure your concealer is like a shade or two lighter than your skin tone. And I'm going to use this to highlight my face. So I'm just going to apply it in a triangular motion under my eyes. And like, you want it to come up a little bit high because you're using this to highlight your cheekbones. And then I'm going to put it on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, on my cupid's bow, and then a little on my chin. This is just going to highlight your face and it'll look really pretty when you're done. Then just blend it in with your finger. I don't use anything fancy for this. Alright. Okay. Then once you have that completely blended in, what I like to do is I will take my CoverGirl True Blend powder. And I'm just going to put that on a nice fluffy brush. Once again, nothing too expensive. I'm just going to pack that all over my face. Try not to rub because it might like rub your concealer or foundation and it might look a bit funky. So I try not to do that. Alright. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this CoverGirl bronzer. And I don't want to put too much on, just a little bit to kind of shape my face because I do have a bit of a round face. So I'm just going to take that on a little fluffy angled brush, blend it up, and then I'm going to start right here at the hairline by my ear, and I'm just going to blend it down right below my cheekbone. If you can't find it, you can do like this, and where the bone is, just apply under there, or you can do like a fish face, like you can kind of see where the little dip is that you need to put it in. So I'm going to do that on both sides. Yeah, and don't make it too dark either. You want this to be a natural sort of look. And then I'm going to take it again and I'm going to do a little bit of a 3 motion just to highlight a little bit more of the face. I'm going to do that on the other side too. Alright, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to take this Maybelline blush with a different fluffy brush. And I'm just going to put that on the apples of my cheeks to give myself some color. If you don't, it turns out to be a bit like flat or whatever. And you're going to want to blend it from here and up because you don't want to put it on just one spot. It will look a bit funky if you just like put it right in the center of your cheek. So just blend it up a little bit. And I don't like to put too dark of a color because like I said, I want this look to look like natural. And next I'm going to be taking this e.l.f. Baked Highlighter. And I'm going to be applying that where we put the concealer. It's going to highlight your face even more. And I'm just using this like angled brush. I think it's a foundation brush, but it works really well for this. So you're just going to get that on there and apply it on the places where you highlighted earlier. And I like this because it's not too like heavy highlighting. Like I know some of them are very sparkly and bright and I just don't like that look. Alright, now that you're done with that, I'm going to be taking this Brow Stylist Definer by L'Oreal in the shade Blonde to do my eyebrows. And as you can see, I have pretty light blonde eyebrows, so I like to use this to kind of fill them in. It shapes your face a little bit more, makes it look more done. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little spoolie brush. I'm just going to brush these upward. And this makes your face, like, it brings it up and it doesn't make them look droopy. Alright, once I've done that, I'm going to take the pencil, if I can get the lid off. Alright, and I'm just going to start by making a line underneath my eyebrow. And don't do it like too heavy, like don't push down and make a really hard line, like kind of feather it out so it looks natural. And I just like to do that and then I fill it in these little patchy spots that I have. And don't go too heavy on the front, it makes it look like kind of cartoony almost. And then I'm just going to continue filling in along my eyebrow. And I'm not like the best eyebrow person. I just recently started like using this and getting used to it, so if they're not perfect, don't worry. I don't like to do my eyebrows super crazy, like on fleek, like putting foundation under them to make them look amazing. Like I'm not at that skill level and I'm sure a lot of you aren't either, so just filling them in makes a lot of difference. And as you can see, it frames the face, and I do trim them up a little bit. Like they're very blonde, so it's hard to pluck them if they're out of shape. So I'll honestly just use like a razor sometimes and just go right underneath. And if I can pluck them, if they're like, I can see them, then I will use the tweezers, but just do whatever's best for you. Don't do like what's right or whatever anyone else like says. Just find out what works best for you. And then do that. There are no rules in makeup. You can do whatever. It's art. Okay. And now that I've filled these both in, and don't worry if they're not perfect, most people cannot tell, I'm going to take the spoolie brush again and just kind of blend them again. it does blend the color a little bit more. Then after you blend it, if you see you have a little bit of a patchy spot still, I'll go back and fill that in a little bit more. Blend again, and then they're good. Alright. The next thing I'm going to be doing is the eyes. So I'm going to be starting out with this Urban Decay Primer Potion. It's amazing. This is my one splurge I urge you guys to get. It's not too expensive and it lasts forever and it's just amazing. I think it's like 20 bucks at Sephora or something like that, but I'm just going to put this on my eyelids. And this stuff, like, it will enhance even if you have like drugstore brand eyeshadow, and it's just amazing. It keeps it on all day. It makes the pigment brighter. It's the one splurge item I would really urge you to get if you have a little bit of extra cash. And if not, that's okay. I understand. I like get these for Christmas and stuff like that. Alright, and now I'm going to do the color on my eyelids. I'm going to use my Naked Urban Decay palette. And I know a lot of you guys don't have this. This is another one of my splurge item. Like, I get these for Christmas and stuff like that. Because I know I don't want to pay 50 bucks for this. Because that's a ton of money. But I'm going to use this fluffy brush. It's the Urban Decay Naked 2 brush. I have that palette as well. But you can just follow along. Use a normal fluffy brush. And then I'll show you the colors to use. So you can get a similar one at the drugstore. Like, don't worry if it's not exactly perfect. So I'm going to start out with this color Virgin. It's a light, like a tannish white sort of color. I'm just going to put that on my fluffy brush, and I'm going to put that all over my eyelids, the corner of my eye, and I'm going to expand it up right above my brow, because I like to use this to sort of highlight the eyes. It's a good base for your color, and it helps it stick on better, I find at least. Okay. And after that, I'm going to be taking this color called Sidecar. It's a shimmery brown color. And I'm just going to apply that on the lids, not everywhere. Just put it right on the lids. And don't worry if it's not perfect, once again, because nobody can do perfect eyeshadow. I know some people can, but most of us cannot. Okay, and I just like to do that until I think it looks right, like a right amount of like eyeshadow on the eye. And then next I'm going to be using this color called Smog, but I'm actually going to switch brushes to this little angled fluffy brush. I'm going to put some of that on there, and I'm going to start at the outer lid and kind of softly brush it in. And I'm going to work it into the crease of my eye too, to give it a little bit more like definition of my eye. I'm just going to do that on both sides. Yeah, and try not to put too much product on there. I do that sometimes and it comes out too heavy and it's just a mess. So you can always go back and add more. It's hard to get it off without removing all your makeup. Okay, and now that that's done, I'm going to take this color called Half Baked. It's a shimmery golden color, and I'm just going to use that same brush. And I'm going to apply that right in the middle of my lid. And I didn't do this before because I didn't want that dark color to cover it up, because I do want a little bit of shimmer in there to make it kind of lighter. Alright, and the last color I'm going to use is Dark Horse. It's this very dark brownish black, and I'm going to use this angled brush for that. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit on there and put it right in the crease, focusing on the outside. And I know this part is a little bit difficult, because I used to be very bad at this. I used to make it too dark or too crazy looking sometimes. But practice makes perfect, and I'm sure you guys will learn more stuff as we go along. I'm sure I will learn more stuff and techniques as we go along, but just do it to where it looks about the same. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. Okay, now that I have that, I like to take this fluffy blending brush. And this is a Sedona lace brush. It's a little bit fancy, but you do not need fancy brushes or anything. And I'm just going to lightly blend that in. Okay, because I don't want to have any harsh lines. Alright, and now you can see that's blended. So next I'm going to take this Unstoppable Maybelline eyeliner in Onyx. I'm going to apply this on the upper lash line, like the waterline, and I'm going to put it on the lower waterline. Because if you're like me and you have blonde, sparse eyebrows, this is going to do a ton to make them look thicker and more natural almost, because I find that if I don't put this on my upper lash line, they look kind of spidery and fake, and I don't like that. I like them to look natural. Okay. Alright, and then apply it on the lower lash, or lower waterline, sorry. Okay. Alright, once you're done with that, you're going to take some mascara. I think this is Maybelline Lash Blast. I don't know, the cover sort of came off, but it's got a nice, like, fluffy sort of brush. And I'm just going to take that and apply it like normal. You know, just put on whatever mascara you want. Like, use your favorite. That's what I always do. It's just good for every day. And I like this fluffy, thick brush because it does, like, thicken up my eyebrows and it doesn't make them look too spidery, and it's pretty good. Like, I have long lashes, you just can't see them, so this really, like, emphasizes that and makes them look pretty good when they would normally look kind of blah and invisible. Okay, and then if you have blonde eyelashes like me, I'm going to put this on the bottom. If you have naturally dark lashes, you might not need this. It's up to you, because I don't know your experience with makeup on your lashes, but I like to put it on because they look weird and unbalanced if I don't. And then I'll just go back and kind of touch that up a little bit, get it to how I want it. Alright, and now that that's done, you can either stop here, like you don't have to put on any lipstick or anything, but I'm going to because I recently got this new color from MAC, and it's very pretty, and I wanted to wear it today just because I can. So if you don't want any, you can stop the makeup here, and you can wait for the hair portion, but I'm going to put some on. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe off the extra of that chapstick, because it will not stick if you have chapstick on, if it just comes off. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my lip liner. This is MAC Nice and Spicy, and you don't have to have fancy brands or anything. I just recently invested in these and they're really cool, but you do not have to have these at all. But always use a lip liner. It saves my life. Like, it keeps it on for a long time. It's really great. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the Cupid's bow on my upper lip. And this might take you guys some practice. Like, I've been doing this for a little while. Like, I wasn't too into lipstick, but recently I've gotten into it. And it's just really great. I love it. And once you finish lining your upper lip, I'm going to line the bottom. And if you want, you can go around your lip line. I don't like to do that because it looks kind of harsh and weird on me, and I do not have the necessary skill to do that. But anyways, now I'm going to fill in the rest of the lip with this because it keeps the color on really well throughout the day. Alright, let's see. Right, and now that I have that done, I'm going to take my lipstick. It's the color Taupe by MAC. It's just this nice pretty pinkish brown. I'm going to put that on my lips as usual. Okay. Now that I have that done, what I like to do is I'll take my finger and do this. And you see how that comes off like on my finger? You do not want that on your teeth. That will prevent that from happening. And after that, I like to just take a little bit of my powder and I'll pat it on a little bit to make it a little bit more matte and to keep it on longer. I find it really helps. Okay. Now after that, the last thing I usually do is I'll put on this makeup setting spray. It's from Urban Decay. And you don't have to do this, I just like to because I have a tendency to like rub my face. Alright, sorry about that guys. My camera decides to shut off at 20 minutes for some reason, but I'll work on that in future videos. But now I'm going to do my hair. So first thing you're going to want to do is just, brush through your hair. Make sure it's easier to work with, no knots or tangles or anything of that sort. Alright. Once you brush through your hair, what I like to use is I put in some BB thickening hairspray. It's Bumble and Bumble, for those of you who don't know. This isn't necessary, but I like to do it because I have really thin hair and it just makes it actually stay in a ponytail since I'm going to be doing like a little bun. But I just like to spray that all through my hair until it's at a good thickness, like you can feel if it is. And if you don't have this or you feel like you don't need to use it, that's good too. Alright. Okay, now that I have that in, I'm just going to kind of run my fingers through my hair and make it workable. I'm not too overly fluffy, but alright. Once you have that done, you're going to want to take the front part of your hair. I'm just going to pull it up, kind of like if you're just pulling your bangs back or anything, but I like to take my brush through mine because when you have super thin hair, it will create bald spots if you do not brush through it. So, once I have that done, hold on just a second. Alright, now I'm just going to take this up here and I'm going to start twisting. And I'm just going to make a little kind of twisted top knot sort of bun. Alright, and then I'm going to take that and I'm just going to wind it around in a little circle. Just making a tiny little bun, and then once you have that in the place you want it, take a ponytail and I just secure that down a few times. And if you have thicker hair or anything, you might want to use some bobby pins or maybe 2 ponytails. I just don't need those with the lack of hair that I've got going on. Alright. Then I just kind of like to mess with it until I get it how I want it, And it doesn't have to look perfect. It's just a chill, everyday bun, It doesn't have to be awesome. And then after that, I like to take this little round brush and I just kind of smooth everything out with that because it does like to get kind of bumpy around here. Alright. Okay, and then you can just mess with it till you get it the way you want it. I do that a lot, so. Alright, and that is the finished look. If you have glasses, you can go ahead and put those back on. And thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you stick around for more. I have a ton lined up to do. I'm going to try and update about once every other day. So I really hope you stay tuned to watch those, and please tell your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys.